Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Down on Your Luck, Let's Make a Buck prediction for the 2024 NFL season as we enter week 2. It's no secret. Week 1 did not go too good. I had a lot of you guys messaging me. I had someone text me and say they lost the house. That one cuts deep because I know you guys rely on this week in and week out to pay that rent. With that said, all we can do is just go up from here. We kind of got a little bit of a picture of how teams are going to look and how things are going to look moving forward. The first 5 weeks are always pretty shaky. It's hard to see. You have, teams that you think will do good and they do bad, things of that nature. Another thing we're introducing here at the top of the show is we have our man behind the camera, Mr. Jose Medina. You guys know him. You guys love him. He's going to be giving his picks as well. The caveat of it is he does no research. And he's just
Yes, I do.
He just goes based off of feeling, and I
love football.
We're gonna do a little bit of some luck based, some feeling based predictions. I mean, I guess I kind of do the same thing, but just something we're trying out here. Something to just kind of give you guys a little bit more of some options if that's something you are looking for. With that out the way, guys, let's jump right into week 2, Thursday night matchup. We have Buffalo Bills heading into Miami to take on the Dolphins. Week 1 for these teams. I mean, they both left with a dub, so that's kind of good. They both had their shaky moments, kind of shaking off that off-season rust. We know that Josh Allen and Tua Tagovailoa have faced each other 7 times in the regular season, and Josh Allen is 6-1 when playing Tua Tagovailoa. That being said, obviously Vegas thinks that Buffalo's going to lose this game, and I kind of have that same sort of feeling just because I think Josh Allen doesn't do a good job taking care of the ball. He's a freak of an athlete. We know this. He has insane arm talent. I mean, we've seen what he can do. He's a hurdle machine. He's literally hopping over these 6 foot players like it's nothing. With that said, I think this game's gonna boil down to which team can take care of the ball a little bit better. And I think Tua does a better job of that. Not to mention, this is a different Buffalo team as far as the receiving core goes. They don't have any of those key pieces right now. They have a lot of young players on the team. Kincaid was pretty quiet in week 1, and I think Miami just has a better receiving core, and they're more in shape to win this game this time around. With that said, give me Miami Dolphins to win this game. Now, my man behind the camera, what are you feeling about this game?
Bulls, Dolphins.
Who's winning in a fight?
They're playing on land.
Oh.
Give me the Bulls.
Okay, bet.
The Buffalo
Buffalo Bills. They're Buffaloes, right? What even is a Bill?
Oh.
I don't even know. That team always, when I start thinking about it more, I'm like, this team just kind of confuses me sometimes. So you're taking Bills then?
Give me the Bills.
I bet. A little bit of bias there. This man always drafts Josh Allen in the fantasy leagues. Got his ass. Up next, guys, we have the Las Vegas Raiders heading into Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Woo! I think the Las Vegas Raiders are the biggest dogs this week as it stands right now. They are 9.5 point underdogs. After week 1, I don't feel like that's a crazy thing for Vegas to do because the Raiders looked good. The defense looked really good. But Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell, that quarterback room is definitely lacking. And I can't see Lamar Jackson falling 0-2 like how I can see the Raiders falling to 0-2. And Lamar Jackson's in a different arena right now. He's a 2-time MVP. He needs to kind of be in that Super Bowl contender conversation. This is sort of a must-win game for the Ravens. I mean, the Ravens have a good defense. They have a good offense. The Raiders just have a good defense. I think this game's going to start out slower than people think. It might be close at halftime, but I think Ravens will run away with it as the Raiders defense gets tired because they're going to be seeing a lot of the field, and the Ravens defense won't be seeing that same sort of field playing time that the Raiders will because the Ravens can get first downs. So with that said, give me the Ravens to win this matchup against the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, my man behind the camera, what are you feeling about this one?
Raiders.
Hey, Raiders, what can you say? You know what I'm saying? Hey, not mad at it. Up next, guys, we have the New York Jets heading into Tennessee to take on the Titans. As it stands right now, guys, we're recording this actually on the Monday night while the Niners and the Jets are still playing right now. So we don't have the lines on the Jets or the Niners right now because Vegas doesn't know yet. With that said, actually, as it looks right now, the Niners, what's the score on the game? Is it still the same? I think the Niners are running away with it right now. It should be 26-7 last time I checked, which is close to my score prediction from week 1. Now, with that said, I can sort of see the Jets being underdogs here. If I had to pick the line, I would probably say that maybe the Jets are probably going to be like 2.5 point dogs. Now, with that said, the Tennessee Titans and Will Levis. Oh, heartbreaker for Will Levis last week. We've seen the memes, guys. Take a look at your boy here. We've been there. An absolute heartbreaker as Will Levis throws the game-losing pick six. And prior to that, the Titans looked pretty good. The Bears, Caleb Williams didn't look super confident like how we thought he would be. A little bit of a shocker there. We'll get more on that later. I think the Titans defense is pretty legit. You know, L'Jarius Sneed adds a lot to that defense. So with that said, I think this is going to be sort of a defensive sort of powerhouse showdown because we know who Sauce Gardner is. We know who L'Jarius Sneed is. These are two legit defenses with two quarterbacks. Rodgers looking pretty washed. As of right now, as the game's going on, Rodgers looking pretty washed, looking pretty sluggish. Could be time to... Wow, the score is actually 13-26, which if you guys will recall, my prediction for the score in week 1 again with the Jets and the Niners was actually 27-13. Hey, that's something. With that said, guys, give me the Titans to win this game. I think Will Levis is going to have a short memory here, and he needs to get his confidence right. So I think Titans win this one. It should be a pretty close game. I don't think they cover, but I think they'll win by 1 or 2 points. Oh, and before I forget, this is new. Y'all bear with me. My man behind the camera, what do you think about this one?
Who's playing?
It's the Jets and the Titans.
Give me the Titans just based off Attack on Titans and anime I like.
I always thought about that. Like if NFL teams came to life and all the logos fight, I think the Jets and the Titans would probably be some of the most. I mean, you have fighter jets versus that whole ass like mythical creature. You know what I'm saying? I think that'd be a pretty good matchup. So we're in agreement on the Titans then. I think that's the first one we've been in agreement on. Yep. Okay. Up next, guys, we have the Indianapolis Colts heading into Green Bay to take on the Packers. The Packers here are 3.5-point dogs. No Jordan Love. Absolute heartbreaker. Seeing that knee pop. I just hate to see young talent getting hurt like that. It's just like, because he was really exciting to watch against the Philadelphia Eagles. It was a really good game. People are sort of saying if field conditions were better, then saying it could have been a different story. I don't know. There's always a lot of controversy with these close games. So I think both of these teams put up really good fights in week 1. I mean, Indianapolis Colts lost to the Texans by 2 points. I think the final score was 27-25. And we saw the Packers game. Both very, very close fights. Both young quarterbacks, a lot of talent. But I think it's going to boil down to the Colts have Richardson and the Packers don't have Love. Give me the Colts to win this one. If the Packers pull this off, they have a deep, deep bench. And they just have luck with the quarterbacks. I don't even know. My man behind the camera, what do you think about this one?
Give me Colts because my mom likes horses.
Colts because his mom likes horses. I like that one.
It's a good bias.
And agreements again. I'm feeling good about the games we're in agreement on, actually. That's it. That's feeling pretty good. Up next, guys, we have the New Orleans Saints heading into Dallas to take on the Cowboys, where the Saints are 6.5-point dogs. I said it in week 1. Derek Carr is the GOAT. Derek Carr is the GOAT. I'm sorry. There's no bias here. It's just facts, guys. I'm sorry. Derek Carr is him. With that said, I'm not moved by any team that's going to beat the Panthers. I think the Panthers and the Giants are probably the worst teams in the league right now. I'm not really moved by the Saints beating up on a bad team. Now, on the flip side of that coin, I think the Cowboys are sort of in that same boat, beating up on a bad team. And that's sort of been their identity for the last 5 or 6 years. With Dak Prescott, that's sort of been their identity, is they have a really good ability to beat up these trash teams. But when they play a team that has a winning record later in the season, they fall short. We've seen it last season with 2 seasons ago with the Cardinals. Anytime they take on a team that has a winning record, all of a sudden everything falls apart. It was really cool to see Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott sort of doing their thing again, and especially for Zeke to have a pretty productive game. I think he's having a bit of a resurgence. In my mind, this sort of boils down to less about who the Cowboys are and more about who the Saints are. If the Saints are fraudulent and now it's just sort of like a blip of a game and they're not going to be a team with a winning record this season, I think the Cowboys are sort of going to curb stomp them. And Vegas has that same mindset by putting them at 6.5-point dogs. With that said, I think both of these teams had pretty good flashes in week 1. They both look pretty good. Hard to tell, but I'm going to have to default to Dallas just because this is a team that sort of does have a winning record year in and year out. And we know this. They're the regular season heroes. Postseason, that's a different story. You know what it is. You guys see the memes. So give me the Cowboys to win this game. I think it'll probably be closer than people think. Maybe they win by a field goal, a little game-winning drive. We'll see how it goes. It depends on who the Saints are. Jose Medina, what you got?
Bit of a bias, but Derek Carr.
Derek Carr! He's him, bro.
Give me the Saints.
Derek Carr is him. If the Raiders had Derek Carr, let me not get started, bro. I'm a Raiders fan. Whatever. Sorry. Sue me. Up next, guys, we have the Seattle Seahawks going into New England to take on the Patriots, where the Patriots are 3-point dogs. I didn't get to watch the Patriots-Bengals game. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I saw the outcome, and I was shocked. Like how probably most people were, I was shocked by the outcome, except for Patriots fans. Y'all saw that coming. Y'all swear. Whatever. Now, in my mind, the question sort of is it more of the Patriots winning that game, or is it more of the Bengals losing that game? We've seen it for 2 seasons in a row now. Joe Burrow has a mandatory 3-week period where he just sort of sucks ass. I don't know what it is. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, is it just sort of the Bengals in that period right now where they have to be trash and the Patriots sort of capitalize off that, or are the Patriots sort of that sneaky good team like we've seen sort of happen with these, and season in and season out, these teams sort of quietly have something come together. In my mind, I think it's too early to tell. I think the Seahawks, we know who Geno is. We know who the Seahawks are. Tyler Lockett making some pretty impressive catches. Noah Fant looking pretty good. I think, in my mind, I just see the Seahawks pulling this one off. With that said, the Patriots is a tried and true defense, and it's not going to be an easy game by any means, but I could see the Seahawks pulling this off, a pretty close game. So give me the Seahawks going into Foxborough and taking on the Patriots. The man behind the camera?
Shout out to Pete Carroll.
He's actually not the coach anymore.
Okay, still picking the Seahawks because Pete Carroll was the coach.
I forget the name of the new coach, but it's not Pete Carroll.
Where's he at?
I think he retired. I'm pretty sure he retired because the new oldest coach in the league is Harbaugh, and I forget the other guy's name, because there's no more Ron Rivera, no more Pete Carroll, so all the old heads are sort of to the wind. Now,
Seahawks.
Seahawks to get it done. And agreements again. Love that for us. Up next, guys, we have the LA Chargers going to take on the Carolina Panthers, where the Panthers are 6.5-point dogs. I'm not moved by the Panthers at all. They are so beyond mid. They're so beyond trash. It's just, where do you even start with them? LA Chargers. That was a defensive slug out between the Raiders and the Chargers. I think the game was really, it was fun to watch. Obviously, I was hurt to watch Minshew make those mistakes. Good on the Chargers to capitalize off those and score and get field goals and touchdowns when they have the opportunities to do so. Joe Alt is a really good pick for them. So I think with that said, give me the Chargers here to beat the Panthers again. Panthers who fall to 0-2. Chargers are gonna rise to 2-0. I hate it, but I think that's probably how it's gonna go. Behind the camera, what you got?
Give me Chargers because in elementary school, before I knew anything about football, I liked the Chargers logo.
Fine, fair. Up next, guys, we have the New York Giants heading into Washington to take on the Commanders. Both of these teams are pretty cursed franchises right now. Wow, fans waited for 2 hours outside of the tunnel for Daniel Jones to suit down, shower, get changed, and walk to his car. They waited 2 hours to boo him. I think we have a clip of that right now, if I could put that up. Absolute heartbreaker, Daniel Jones. Oh, he's so bad. He's so bad, and he's robbing the Giants. I'll be frustrated. If I was a fan, I'd be frustrated. I'm not. I'm sort of LOLing at it, but Daniel Jones is trash. With that said, I think the Washington Commanders are just as trash. So it's like this game's like a punishment, really. It's who wants to watch this game? Give me the Commanders because I gotta pick it.
I was born in Washington.
Oh.
So I'm going to go my hometown. Give me the Commanders.
All right, there we go. Shout out to the Commanders. No, wait, is it Washington, D.C. or is it Washington, like Seattle, Washington?
Same name. I don't care.
Same thing, bro. Same thing. I think it's D.C.
Seahawks.
Up next, guys, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers heading into Detroit to take on the Lions. Lions fans, no need to panic. They look slow against the Rams, but I think they're shaking off that sort of off-season rust. They're still Super Bowl contenders. They are still Super Bowl contenders, 150%. No need to panic. They won the game. I see people talking in the comments about how the Lions are not contenders, how they're not legit, how they're fraudulent. Dan Campbell turned these guys into a real team. I think they're still contenders. Now, with that said, don't sleep on Baker Mayfield. The Browns are the most, hold on, rival me here. The Browns are the most cursed franchise in the league. So it only makes sense that Baker, touchdown maker, turns into the next Tom Brady right now and looks amazing on the Buccaneers since he left the Browns. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be a shootout in this game. I think Baker's going to look good still. I think the Lions are going to look better. They're going to get it done in the end. But it's going to be a pretty exciting game to watch. But I think the Lions get it done in the end. My man behind the camera, what you got on this one?
Give me the Bucks because Donald Penn used to play on the Bucks.
He's cool.
And he scored a touchdown on the Bucks.
Oh.
On that one game.
He did. I'll pull a clip of that actually real quick. Hold on. Yep. That's the one he flips upside down. I think he flips upside down and he goes like this. Oh no, that was some other guy. Yeah. Shout out Donald Penn, bro. Shout out to that. Was a really good play. I like that pick too. I like your reasoning actually. All right. Up next, guys, we have the Cleveland Browns going to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. The Browns here are 3.5-point dogs, and they are the most cursed franchise in football. It sucks. I thought they were having a sort of resurgence. I like to see bad teams do good, so to watch them kind of boil back down into who they really are again, it's like, well, you had a moment. Deshaun Watson at the helm is an absolute disaster. He's actually being sued again right now for a whole different thing, for sexual assault again. So yes, Deshaun Watson, just get out the league.
What are you doing?
What are you doing, bro? Can you just keep it in your pants, bro? Or can you just get some consent? You're a millionaire, bro. How hard is it to get consent, bro? Oh my god. Give me the who was it? Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence. Hold on, actually, more on that. The Jaguars almost pulled it off against a legit Miami defense. We know that Jalen Ramsey is the highest paid corner in the league right now, and that Miami defense is pretty legit. And Trevor Lawrence made some big time throws against that team. The Browns defense is pretty legit too, but I think Miami's a little bit better. With that said, I think Trevor Lawrence is going to kind of right the ship here, and Jacksonville's going to get their first win of the season against the cursed Cleveland Browns. My man behind the camera, what you got?
Give me Jags because.
Up next, guys, we have the Los Angeles Rams heading into Arizona to take on the Cardinals, where the Cardinals, the Rams are 1-point dogs. Cardinals look pretty good against the Bills, but again, who are the Bills, right, compared to the Rams? I think the Bills actually are a better team than the Rams, and actually, as it stands right now, Puka Nacua is on IR. He will miss 4 games, though. It was just announced today. That's a key piece to offense there. I think James Conner, Marvin Harrison Jr., if they can get him involved, I think Kyler Murray can, if he can get the ball to these guys, well, Conner's a running back, but still, you know how he runs out to the flats. If the Cardinals offense looks pretty good, I don't think the Rams can keep up right now, as it stands right now, without Puka Nacua. With that said, give me the Cardinals to win this thing.
I want the Rams because I like blue.
Yeah, the Cardinals, like, I feel like are the weakest color, like the weakest color combo in the league. Like, nothing exciting about it. Oh, except when they have the all black, the color rush. The color rush uniforms are pretty cool. I think last time they wore those, they played the Packers, and they lost. If I'm not mistaken, which was 2 seasons ago. Okay, up next, guys, we have probably one of the most exciting games of the week. We have the Cincinnati Bengals heading into Arrowhead to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. The scriptwriters the pen's on fire right now. They are going crazy right now. This is going to be a pretty exciting game. How are the scriptwriters going to make this one exciting but still have Patrick Mahomes win without the fans getting upset about all the penalties? I'm curious to see how this is going to play out. The Bengals are 6-point dogs here. I think rightfully so. It's just the first 3 weeks, they're just not looking good. With that said, Joe Burrow is 2-0 against Patrick Mahomes in the regular season. He's 1-1 in the post. So will he look good against Mahomes? Probably, but it's like in my head it clashes between the mandatory 3 weeks of the Bengals sucking and Joe Burrow owning Patrick Mahomes in the regular season. I think Mahomes is gonna get right here and finally get his first win against Burrow in the regular season, just because it's just the way it's gonna boil down in my head right now. So give me the Chiefs to get it done.
There's a bit of a bias, but give me the Bengals. Fuck the Chiefs.
Fuck KC. Sorry. Up next, guys, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers going into Denver to take on the Broncos, where the Broncos are 3-point dogs at home. I think the only reason Fields started was because of a Russell Wilson injury. He should be good to play. So it's going to be Russ taking on his former team in the Denver Broncos. Should be, I mean, at least it's going to be like a little bit more exciting to watch to see how Russ is going to play against his former team. With that said, I just love to see Russ lose. I'm sorry. I'm a certified Russ hater. I'm not mad at him for having his alter ego and sort of being cringe off the field. I don't think he's that cringe, besides like him doing like the whole like huddle by himself, and he is pretty cringe actually. Yeah, he's pretty bad. Give me the Broncos. I think Bo Nix has some flashes against the Seahawks, and he looked pretty good. So, give me Bo Nix to sort of right the ship here and get the Broncos up to 1-1. God, that's gonna make the Raiders be at the bottom of the AFC West, huh? You hate to see it. Give me the Broncos to win this game.
Give me the Broncos just because Westbrook. Wrong Russell.
Here's a picture of Russ. Because of Wilson.
because Wilson was the previous quarterback of the Seahawks, and he's also Mr. Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited. You gotta be unlimited.
Yeah, you gotta be unlimited.
I'm not mad at that video. That's like that one to me. I was like, that's cringe. I thought that was kind of funny.
He said his own wave.
He said his own wave. You gotta be unlimited.
Unlimited.
Up next, guys, we have the Chicago Bears heading into Texas. Up next, guys, we have the Chicago Bears heading into Houston to take on the Texans. The Bears are 6.5-point dogs here, and this is the battle of the young guns, guys. I mean, Caleb Williams versus C.J. Stroud. In my head, I'm like, that just has a nice ring to it for like a rivalry, and I feel like this could be the birth of something. I think this game is gonna be have a lot of grit and a lot of arm talent. It's gonna be pretty exciting to watch. I just don't see the Bears getting stomped out like how Vegas does. I mean, 6.5-point dogs are that's a pretty big underdog. But I see it being a lot closer. This seems like a birth of like a young gun rivalry, the new sort of rivalry as the stage gets set here. I mean, obviously I think Texans are gonna get it done. CJ Stroud's sort of in his era right now. Caleb Williams looked pretty shaky against the Titans. He only threw for 121 yards, and he just didn't look good the entire game. And we know the Bears sort of won based off the defense and the special teams getting it done. They sort of dug him out of that hole. Caleb did not look too impressive that game. Again, he's a rookie, week 1. But he did a lot of talking in the offseason. Now it's time to back it up. And as of right now, he's definitely not backing it up with only 121 yards. So, sort of rough. C.J. Stroud doesn't do a lot of the yapping, just gets down and plays ball. Give me the Texans here. I just trust that receiver core. I trust Nico Collins and Tank Dell a lot more than I trust DJ Moore and Keenan Allen. So, with that said, give me the Texans to get it done here against the Chicago Bears. What you got? What you got, Dean?
Give me the Bears because I really am one.
Damn.
I'm soft.
You a bear? Was that term for like a big gay dude?
No,
Bears.
Yeah,
Bear. All right, guys. So I'm circling back here because, like I said, we were recording during the game. But as of right now, the score is 32-13. The Niners are gonna take this dub. So with that said, looking into next week, guys, we have the Niners heading into Minnesota to take on the Vikings. The Vikings look good against the Giants, but it's the Giants, and these are the Niners. I think the Vikings are going to come back down to earth a little bit, and San Francisco Niners are going to rise to 2-0, and Vikings will fall to 1-1. Who you got?
Give me Vikings because they got funny YouTube videos that I like to watch every now and then.
Really? I haven't seen their videos.
They're classics.
Really?
It's like that one white guy.
Huh.
And he goes around in the locker room just interviewing people.
Okay, that's pretty funny. I gotta check that out.
They're great.
Vikings. I'm really if you end up picking more wins than me this week, you need to be up here next week, bro. Okay, last but not least, guys, on the Monday night we have the Atlanta Falcons heading into Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. The Falcons are 6.5-point dogs here. I would hate to see Kirk Cousins fall to 0-2, but I think that's what's going to happen here. The Philadelphia Eagles beat a pretty legit Packers team, and the Falcons beat what I think is a pretty illegitimate Steelers team. So with that said, Kirk 0-2 chains gonna fall to 0-2. Hey, you're getting paid regardless. Wipe your tears with those $100 bills. Philadelphia, are you legit? There's a lot of talk about the Philadelphia Eagles being frauds. I think they're pretty legit. Even though I was hating last week, call me a bandwagon, but I mean, they're still pretty legit. Big play Slay, AJ Brown, all those guys still look they look good this time around. Jalen Hurts, the light skin king, he's gonna get it done again. Who you got?
Give me the Eagles. Cooler bird.
Yeah, I was thinking that the bird fights, bro.
And a nice cheesesteak from good old Philly.
We gotta try that one day. We gotta go to Philly, the brotherly love, and get a little cheesesteak. I wonder if they're really better out there. I don't know. They got that little Philadelphia out here. It does pretty good. Now, what do you like better? You like a bird on bird game, or you like a cat on cat game?
I like women on women.
Guys, that's gonna go ahead and do it for our week 2 predictions. Guys, this week's gonna be so much better. It's gonna be so much better. Week 1's always hard to pick. I don't really pay attention in the off season, but during the season, I'm locked in, I'm focused, and my picks are a lot better. Give me like 4 weeks to sort of shake off the rust, guys. With that said, let me give you a look at my parlay here, guys. Here's how my parlay is gonna be looking, and that's how we're gonna cash out, big time. We're balling this week, guys. Rent's paid. You're welcome. You're welcome. My boy who lost the house, hey, we're about to upgrade you. You lost the house, fuck it. We're about to upgrade you to a better one after these week 2 predictions, guys. If you like what you saw here, guys, if I make you some money, this is for free. If I make you some money, you need to bring your ass back here and like and subscribe and ring the bell, okay? All that good stuff. That's the deal, all right? If I make you a little bit of money, you come back here and subscribe and you tell a friend about it. How about that? Good little trade-off. If they ask, damn, bro, how'd you hit that parlay? Be like, bro, Let me send the link to this little video right here. This little goofy ass dude in the orange fit put me on. You know what I'm saying? That's the trade-off, okay? If I make you some money, you need to come back here and subscribe and tell your friends about it. If not, fine, whatever. Carry on with your life. Guys, with that said, that's going to do it for week 2. Have a great week, and football's back. You know? How's your fantasy team doing? Let us know in the comments down below. I don't have one this year because I didn't want to put myself to that stress. You know? What can I say? Dean, you got anything to add before we sign off?
No.
All right, guys. No. All right, guys. Peace.